Welcome to the REthink Roundtable podcast by Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices Select Properties. I'm your host, Brett Murray, Marketing Specialist at Select Properties. Each episode, we'll be interviewing a real estate professional and discussing a new and helpful tool or technology for real estate agents. This episode was recorded live at our quarterly REthink meeting in our St. Charles office, featuring Chelsea Vonder Haar from USA Mortgage to discuss more tools that USA Mortgage offers our agents to co-brand their marketing materials with our new loan officers. Enjoy!
So I'm going to mostly focus on our print marketing today. I'm going to talk a little bit about our digital and social media, but I'm going to focus mostly on our print marketing. So if you haven't been to our corporate office yet, if you ever come pick up materials, you should definitely come by and see our print room. So our print production room, I'll scroll through so you can see it. So we own our own 2 production grade printers. That's it right there, the Battleship. IT named it, not me. So they're production grade, meaning they're the same ones they use at Minuteman Press. So it prints everything you see in that folder, from flyers to booklets to door hangers to EDDM mailers to anything you can really think of. So we have both of ours, and what we do, the reason that our pricing is so inexpensive is because we are charging you the cost to produce the materials. We don't upcharge you to pay salaries and overhead. You are charged for the cost of the paper and how many times it runs through the printer and postage. That's it. So from all of my research, we're at least 60% cheaper, if not more so, than any other third-party marketing printing company for that reason, and because we're able to own our own instead of outsourcing them. And then we have our own production grade printers. Our production grade cutters. They cut 500 sheets of paper at a time. That's what gives you the clean, crisp edge on it, so that it's, when you print something, it's printed with the white edge, the bleed on it. When professional marketing, you don't mail anything out with a bleed on it. So we cut all bleeds off of our marketing materials for you before they go out. So yeah, definitely stop by anytime, come view our production room. Not gonna lie, it's sometimes a huge mess because of all the mailings going out and everything. But it's definitely, a sight to see. It has its own office and everything because it's so big and loud and bulky. So we have those so we can produce all different kinds of print marketing materials for you guys. The top 5 ones that we produce are flyers, brochures, door hangers, postcards, and EDDM mailers. I know I'm actually meeting with some of your team on Monday. We're kind of talking out some of the details of our new program. In the meantime, my team's actually been designing templates specifically for Berkshire Select. So they will be your own. We won't use them for any other realty company. They will be custom just to you guys. So you can either order those, or you could potentially do your own kind of custom graphic design through us too. In case you didn't know our pricing for these items, so the pricing that's in the books up here and the books that are in your folder, that's actually the pricing for the entire piece. Now, of course, your loan officer splits that cost with you. The percentage of each is just based on how much real estate the loan officer and the real estate agent takes up on the marketing piece. But on average, so our double-sided full-color flyers, on average, your cost will be about 6 cents a piece. For single-sided, your cost will be about 3 cents a piece. Our EDDM mailers, which I'll go into a bit later, total cost for print, production, and postage is 24 cents a piece. Postcards average is about 42 cents a piece total with paper and first-class postage. Door hangers are 9 cents, and listing brochures are 15 cents a piece on average. Has anybody heard of the EDDM mailers before? Have you done them? Yes, Lori knows them for sure. Have you done them before?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So actually our every door direct mailing is what we specialize in. That's what EDDM stands for, every door direct mail. So what it is it's a postcard, except like I said, it can go all the way up to this size, and that instead of sending it to an actual person's name and address, you're sending it to a postal route. So it's a farming tool where you're able to blanket target an area. So for example, we do a lot of farming, 12-month marketing campaigns. So if you like have an area that you want to do a lot of business in and you want to farm that area, once a month we can send an EDDM out to every house in the postal routes that you've chosen. And then some people also do just listed, just sold EDDMs to any of their properties that are on the market. The benefit about doing those is that the postage is less than 50%, or sorry, more than 50% cheaper than first class mail. So first class mail postage is 46.5 cents, EDDMs are 17.8 cents a piece. So that's a big reason why we use them. Also because you can just blanket target an area, you don't have to have addresses and names, it can just go to a designated area that you're looking for. And the great thing about us is that when we prepare your EDDMs, the post office requires they have to be bundled and collated in a very specific way. My team takes care of all of that for you. They will show up and they will be ready to go to be dropped off at the post office when you receive them. So you won't have to collate them, rubber band them, put facing slips on them. If you've done them in the past or looked into it, that's a big pain. But I actually have a designated person on my team that does all of that. So they would show up ready to go for you to mail out. Any kind of questions on those? I can kind of go over them.
Yeah, so with the EDDM, it's an entire postal route, correct?
Yes.
And so to get that pricing, do you have to pay for the entire, basically you have to do the entire route?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if the route that you want has 500 houses, you're sending to all 500.
Okay.
So what a lot of people do is like, because probably one of the most popular EDDM campaigns we do are people, they want to just target the area that they currently live in. So
Yeah.
they pick the postal route that they're in, and they look at it, and in most cases, if you send 100 regular first class mail postcards, you're spending more, or if not the same as you are to send to the 300 people in that route. So most people are like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go with the EDDMs instead, because I can send to 200 more people and blanket this for the same amount of price that I would for direct mail.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it all depends on how many houses are in the postal route that you've designated, is how many.
And from your experience, how many are within a postal route? So you just mentioned 500 as an example, but is that typical, or is it high-end,
So
average?
St. Louis area, the average is about like 250 to 600, I would say, is the common range. Each zip code has multiple routes in it. It just kind of depends. Like, for instance, like Sunset Hills has, I think, 13 postal routes in it, just in Sunset Hills alone. So, and if it's on the higher side, like I've seen them at like 800, 900, that's typically like there's a big apartment complex in that route, because it'll cover apartments too. You only really get to lower numbers if you're going in like more of a rural area. So like USA has some branches in Arkansas. Some of their routes are very low. The minimum order with EDDMs is 200. You don't have that problem in St. Louis. Every route you're gonna send to is gonna have 200 houses. If you start going more rural, you may have to like select a couple routes to get to that 200. Some other things that we offer, so we're also kind of known for our custom design work. So you're going to see a lot of your Berkshire Select templates in Total Expert when we put them in there. But a lot of people like to do their own unique, different things. So that's what my team is for. They are actual graphic designers. They've got about 40 years of experience combined. So they will take your content and they will turn it into a design. So people will literally say like, I like the color pink and I don't like this font, and this is what I want it to say. And my team will come up with a design for them, for anything. We do design for social media posts, for print marketing, maybe you need a web banner, something like that. We can do the graphic design for it. We charge a flat custom design fee of $15 per design. If you've used a graphic designer, they typically charge $50 to $75 an hour, and we charge a flat $15 fee for our design work. That includes designing listing brochure books. We do a ton of design for buyers presentations, listing presentations. We can do those as well. So by book, I mean it comes just like the book you have in your folder. We design a book just like this. It's got a glossy hardcover, and it's like a magazine style inside. So you could send us your content that you want to give out to your buyers every time you meet with them. We've done some where they put the lead paint disclosure in there, they put do's and don'ts, they put a checklist, they put info about them in there, so we could create a buyer's and a listing packet for you. We also do a lot of sample packets for listing presentations. So let's say you know that every listing you get, you're gonna wanna do a listing brochure, you're gonna wanna do an open house door hanger, you're gonna wanna do something else. We can prepare some sample packets for you so you can take them on your listing appointments and say, when you list with me, these are the marketing materials that I give out when you list your home with me. So you can kind of have samples with your info on them to give out if you go on any listing appointments. So.
How much was that little booklet you said that for like a listing presentation?
Oh, a book like
Depends
this,
on
it depends on like the exact amount of pages, but it's under $1 a piece for these. Yeah. And then some other kind of print and design stuff we do. We print water bottle and wine bottle labels. So if you have an event that you might need those for, we can do that. We can custom design them too, but they're also inside of Total Expert. We do design for yard signs as well. We can design them however you would like. Just keep in mind that at USA, if we do something, it has to have a loan officer on it. So if you were doing a yard sign, it would have to be you on the front, loan officer on the back. So just a heads up on that. So I mean, we do design for billboards, for event sponsorships, for you're doing a first-time homebuyer seminar and you want a booklet to give out as a handout with all the slides on it, we can do that. Pretty much if it can be graphically designed, we can do it. That's a pretty good rule of thumb for everything. So, any kind of questions on graphic design, print marketing?
Question, if they have a logo, individual or team, are they able to load it themselves, or is
Yes.
that's not gonna require any kind of customization?
Nope, no. Yeah, Total Expert actually allows you to have a company logo and a team logo. It's got a placeholder for both of those. Yeah. And then like if it's a custom design or something, like we're not gonna charge to put a team logo on there. Awesome. I have a social media and content coordinator in-house. She helps with our loan officer social media needs, and she can help with some of your needs too. So we do a lot of design work for, you're gonna do an ad on Facebook or something, she can help design them. She designs Instagram ads, sponsored posts, all of that, so she can help you guys with that too. She can help you design like a new cover photo or profile picture, anything like that. She can help on that kind of social media stuff too. We also, through Total Expert, you can create single property websites for your listings. You can also, there's a lead generation app feature, and most agents use it for open house apps. So instead of having like the paper sign-in sheet, you have somebody sign in on a tablet and it automatically filters them in as a contact for you. And you could set up an email campaign where 90 minutes after the open house, they get an email saying, you know, thanks for coming, here's a link to all my other listings, something like that. You can also use it for, like if you're doing an event registration, like you're doing a first-time homebuyer seminar or a happy hour or something, you can have everybody register through that website, and then you get all of them in a list and get them set on an email campaign. I think once everybody has a Total Expert account, I think like Mike and Danielle were talking about doing some more like individual office trainings. Danielle's my trainer on my team, so she does a lot of the agent trainings and everything. So they're probably going to go office to office and really sit down with everybody and make sure everybody's trained on it as best you can be. And then if you're not, you can still email us directly. So.
And you guys will each have a loan officer in your offices as well, who is going to be familiar with this at some point in the near future. So
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
something to look forward to as well.
Yeah, they've been using this for the last 8 months or so they should be familiar, and if they're not, then you tell them and tell me so that I can give them trouble about it. So they should all be familiar on Total Expert too, and how to use it, and how to order from it, and all of that. And then we've got a bunch of like resources for you. So like we created our own like training tutorial videos. They're each like 3 to 5 minutes long, and it takes you through different things through the system. So there's like how to submit a print order, how to create a single property website. So like we made our own training videos. We have like a guidebook that walks you through how to create a print marketing piece through there. It like literally takes you screenshot by screenshot on how to submit an order. So we've got all different kinds of training materials that we can provide too. Awesome. Well, thanks for letting me come in.
Thank you.
Thank you. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the REthink Roundtable podcast. It was sponsored by USA Mortgage. A big thank you to Chelsea Vonder Haar, who spoke at our quarterly REthink meeting. We look forward to everyone trying out their services soon. Thanks, and we'll see you next episode.